And joining me now from the campus of Nicholls State University in Thibodaux, Louisiana, we have head coach Jonea Rima and Jhayla Bolden. Coach Jhayla, thank you so much for taking the time to speak to us today. How are you both doing?
Doing great. Thanks for having us.
Very well.
Awesome, awesome. Well, we're excited to be able to talk to you. And coach, first things first, we have to start with the obvious. Welcome to the Southland.
Thanks.
You've had an extremely long coaching career, in very different spots. But how is your excitement level as you head into your first year in the SLC?
I think it's great. I started in the SLC years ago at Monroe, getting my master's there. And it's been a long time since I've been back. So it's great to be back home and love the surroundings, and the school has been amazing. So we're excited to get things started.
Awesome. And you've just had 6 years with Midway University in Kentucky at the NAIA level. How has that experience, prepared you for this challenge? And what was it about this challenge taking over the program at Nicholls that was so attractive to you?
Sure. I took the job at Midway mainly just to start the men's program there. Had a women's program, and so obviously love the indoor game on the women's side, but thought about the challenge of the men's side. And at that time, the NAI didn't have really enough teams to make the national tournament. And so it was kind of nice to be in that mix to really kind of evolve that game. And the guys' game is fast. It's very powerful, much similar to kind of your Division I level. And that's kind of what's probably helped me out with kind of the transition for the most part. Our girls were very successful at Midway as well, but just a different caliber program, obviously. But I think the men's side is probably what's given me probably the most push for the Division I level. Have been at the Division I level before as assistant coaches, just never had the opportunity for head coach, and kind of just couldn't turn the opportunity down. So I'm happy to be here.
Awesome. And you said yourself, a little bit of a homecoming, having previously been in the Southland a while ago. But in terms of the modern Southland and where we are right now, what do you know about the league before you even start playing your first games? From afar, what have you noticed about Southland volleyball?
Um, I think the success that they've had from the teams, the growth in the conference. Obviously, every conference has changed quite a bit. And it was a surprise to me to see some of the Texas schools gone, and just, it's more of kind of a lot of Louisiana schools, obviously. But I think that it's just a great opportunity for kids around this area, Houston area, Dallas, to really come and help us build our program. So I'm excited to be here.
And Jhayla, welcome. Thank you for being here. You're from Plano originally, up here in the DFW area where we're based. How has your life been like in Thibodaux? That from Dallas to Thibodaux, not too far, but still a decent distance. How has your time been in Thibodaux in those surroundings?
It's like very different from being from home. I do like the difference though, but it's just like a good little distance to be away and also still have like a homey feel.
Awesome. And you're a senior now. You've been there for a number of years. You've seen a lot through this Nicholls State program. What's the change been like having a new coaching staff? A breath of fresh air, different experiences. What's been a difference that you've noticed in preseason so far?
Yeah, like you said, it is like a breath of fresh air. With this new coaching staff that had come in, it's like a very big change for us, but I think it's like a really good one. Just compared to like previous coaching styles, this one definitely can take us where we need to go.
So in preseason so far, well, coach has been very friendly and so on this interview so far, but you can tell us the truth, don't worry. What's been the biggest thing you've learned so far from coach and her coaching staff, and what has she added to this team already?
I think she's brought in more of an intense level that we've definitely needed, and it helped us grow. Like since day one, we hit the ground running, and we were really being pushed like every day to work harder.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And coach, is that one of your key philosophies, your key pillars of what you're looking for in the squad in preseason? Is the hard work ethic the number one on your list?
I think the hard work and the grit and the grind is really important with just athletes in general. And I think that that's what's going to take us pretty far. I think we've got the athletic ability. It's just putting all the pieces together and being on the same page more than anything.
And I guess the question that I kind of want to ask Jhayla in lieu of you, coach, is what page is that you want to be on? What is the playing style? You know, I'm going to ask Coach what we can expect from her later on. But Jhayla, from your experience, you know, doing the practices so far, what kind of playing style is it going to be for you at Nicholls this year?
I'm really looking forward to like us being a unit, like a dignified unit that we haven't really previously accomplished. Um, that and really just coming together as like one family that I really think we can build with this new team.
It's great, Coach. It's lovely to hear Jhayla talk about family already, and obviously you're trying to build this team into a family and blending newcomers with the old. So when you've arrived here in Thibodeau, what is your take on how the program looks and the makeup of the roster right now? And do you have any key new additions that are going to make a difference for you this year?
Sure. The girls actually chose kind of family to kind of build on this year. And so that, you know, the unit is very, very important to them. We were very young. Jayla's only senior, obviously. But we have 10 freshmen, JUCO, like transfer kids. So we're a very, very young unit. What's nice about that is the girls are not afraid of a challenge. They're competitive. They're ready to prove themselves. And it's that fresh of air. I think that's nice about just knowing you have each other's back and wanting to prove people wrong. And I think that where we're sitting in conference from previous years, we need that type of motivation to move us forward.
And Coach, you've obviously brought in Daniel Velasquez Wilson as your assistant coach. What does he bring to the table that, you know, complements your coaching style or even sets him apart from you in what he brings to the table?
Sure. I think that he brings a lot of skill instruction, that he's very, very talented in that, played at the NAI level from really good programs. So he's bringing in some defensive and, you know, serve receive tactics. Like he's very knowledgeable of the sport, which is we're blessed to have him here. I think that his social media presence is great too. He's done a great job with just the Instagram and everything else, and trying to involve all of our kids to be just excited about the sport, game day experience, and everything else. So we're definitely glad to have him moving forward.
Jhayla, I saw you exchange a little smirk there when Coach mentioned the social media presence. Is that something you've noticed from Coach Wilson as well?
Yes, like immediately as soon as he got on that, it's pretty obvious. Like he upped our social media presence.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant. Coach, just to kind of wrap up in terms of what fans can expect from you this season as a team and as a program, where do you set, I guess, the markers for measuring success for this program? What does that look like for you in your first year as you're rebuilding and trying to expand this Nicholls volleyball program?
Sure. I think that we're looking to get smarter volleyball players. We're ready to represent our community, our school. We obviously want success, but I feel like they're going to come in and watch us really work hard, make adjustments, and really on the same page, wanting to be successful and wanting to represent just the community as a whole. I think that our community is very, very supportive, and we don't want to let them down for sure. So.
And Jhayla, riffing off that for you, as you are welcoming in these newcomers to this program that you've been with for a while now, as the lone senior, as Coach said, how do you go about making them feel at home and bond with each other as quickly as possible in order to be successful on the court?
Well, it's just like a lot of team activities that we do outside the court, obviously. Just making sure that all of our newcomers feel involved and included, whatever we do, like going anywhere, we just invite them and just make sure they feel included.
Yeah, they've done a great
Awesome.
job. I've been in some programs that sometimes the freshmen get neglected a bit, and I think our older kids have done a great job of just including everybody and wanting to make sure that everybody's invited and involved, and just very supportive of it as a team unit. So it's been really refreshing in that aspect.
And Jhayla, just lastly, take us inside the locker room for a second and let us get to know your teammates just a little bit better. Who's the funniest person on the team? Who's the one who's going to be sat in the locker room making everybody else laugh? And then on the flip side, who's the one who's going to be sat there laughing at their own jokes, thinking they're the funniest in the room?
the second part, I feel like that's pretty much everybody. Like everybody has a personality on the team. We all like crack jokes all the time. Who's the funniest? It probably would have to be like Kendall Batistella, because she's really like a little goofball. Like she literally brings energy to everything that we do.
Well, we'll look forward to seeing her antics, and hopefully that translates onto our screens as we watch you all this fall. Coach Jhayla, thank you so much for taking the time to chat to us today. This has been wonderful. We wish you nothing but the best. Coach, obviously, welcome back to the Southland after a while, and it's great to have you with us. And we're just excited to see where you take this Nicholls program this year.
Thanks for having us.